Hey, what's up, guys? Tony here, and you're watching another MLB 15 Road to the Show with Chester Adams. And I think this should be episode number 3. I should be keeping better track, but the truth of the situation is that I actually haven't been playing a lot of MLB right now. That's because I've been playing a lot of Grand Theft Auto. My older brother, he was like, dude, you have to get Grand Theft Auto. And I've never really been a big Grand Theft Auto fan. And I think I just sort of succumbed to peer pressure. So he was telling me all about it, and I kind of peer pressured him into getting The Last of Us. So I guess I kind of owed him. I don't know. But I ended up picking it up. And I played, the last Grand Theft Auto that I played was like Vice City, I think it was, the one from the 80s. Anyways. So basically what I'm getting around saying is I'm actually thoroughly enjoying Grand Theft Auto. I didn't really think that I would, but I am. And I know this is an MLB video, so I just trying to explain how I've been distracted as of late. And actually the other thing that has distracted me is that I started a position player, and I was playing that character, and for whatever reason, like, I got really sucked into that character. Now I've got him all the way. I got his character. That character got called up. Basically, I just created me, and I was just playing it. It was just something I wanted to do because what I've noticed whenever I get around to playing the show, if I get a character to the show too quickly, then I just kind of lose interest because, like, it's a weird struggle. I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but it's a weird struggle to you want to make your character better. And you want to get him to the majors, but then at the same time, you just don't want to get him there too quickly because then you're just like, oh, I'm there. I don't know. Some people, they probably just want to play in the majors and they don't want to go through the whole rigmarole of the minors. I'm weird like that. I actually enjoy the minor league experience, but at the same time, I want to get through it quickly, but I don't want to get through it too quickly, you know, like, it's a weird balance. So if you get called up within the first 3 months of the season of your very rookie year, so 2015, if you're in the show by July or August, it's like, oh, that happened entirely too fast. And that's kind of what happened. Like, I got hooked on playing my position player, and he was just, oh my god, he was hitting the ball out of the ballpark. He was tearing things up, and that part that was frustrating was just like, why aren't you calling him up? Like, my adjusted overall was way higher than the guy in AAA, but I was stuck in AA. But then I sort of resigned myself to wanting to stay in AA because I wanted to see how many home runs I could hit. I wanted to see how many runs I could drive in. And then I got kind of invested in the team because we were doing really well. We started out sort of on down, actually really down. And then we picked ourselves back up. We won the mid-season standings, I guess. So we won the first half of the season. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's do this thing. All right, cool. Like, let's go AA. Let's make this championship happen. And then I got called up. And I spent, like, a cup of tea in AAA. And then I got called up again to the bigs. I think it was for roster expansion. So I wouldn't doubt if I find myself back in AAA come next season. But for me, it's just like, God, I just got called up way too quickly. I don't think that's going to be the case with this pitcher. Pitchers tend to spend, in my experience, they tend to spend at least 1, maybe 2 years in the minors. So I imagine sometime this season I'll get called up to AAA, and then sometime next season I'll get called up to the bigs. So that's kind of usually been the way it goes. We'll see. I don't know. But I need to get back on track. I need to pitch a little bit more. I need to play with this character more because like I said, I've been distracted by my position player and I've been distracted by Grand Theft Auto. But the topic of this commentary, what I want to talk about in this video is not necessarily this character or my other characters or Grand Theft Auto, but I want to talk about yearly releases. And I got thinking about this idea, gosh, about a week or so ago, because Assassin's Creed, they had their big announcement, Assassin's Creed Underground or whatever, the one that takes place in London, Victoria, London. And I got thinking about, so like I said, I got thinking about these yearly releases, and my question to you guys in for the comment section is, what keeps bringing you back to titles that are released yearly? Assassin's Creed, sports games, shooters like Battlefield, Call of Duty. What keeps bringing you back? What prevents you from saying, I don't feel like it? Now, sports games a little different. I don't know about you guys, but for me, sports games a little different, especially baseball. As of late, like now, this is the second title on the PS4 for the show. It's like, okay, you know what? I'm definitely gonna want that game, and because the All-Star Game is gonna be in San Diego next season, I'm probably gonna buy MLB 16 as well, just because I want to be able to play the All-Star Game at Petco Park. And so there's a draw to that. And then this year, of course, they had their the official license gear. So the things that they changed with Road to the Show, or with gear itself, and how it actually affects attributes. So that kind of drew me in. I'm like, okay, that's new. That's fine. I'll buy that again. But there's other games that just, I don't know if they warrant, I don't know, 1-year releases. Like, I don't want to get too much on the Assassin's Creed, but really since Assassin's Creed 3, for me, it's kind of been a dead series. I'm not that big of a fan of the series anymore. I'll probably still buy it because I really enjoy what they've been doing, but they lack that connection outside the Animus. And that's really what's been killing the series for me, is that there's really no hero to root for. It's just, let's go back in time and sort of enjoy the spectacle of these recreated environments. Like from a historical standpoint, it's really cool to go walk in these renderings of historical landmarks and historical places. But from a gamer standpoint, and I don't want to consider myself sort of like the high art gamer, but I really don't like, and that's one of the things about going back to Grand Theft Auto, is usually Grand Theft Auto doesn't really appeal to me, just because of the fact that it's just sort of random violence. And I'm kind of finding myself interested in the story itself. It's getting a little bit more complicated and a little bit more complex right now, but for like Assassin's Creed, you know, it's sort of like a vendetta. Usually it's sort of vendetta, let's go out and let's do this, that, and the other. Although the first Assassin's Creed 3, or 1, 2, and 3 plus Brotherhood, and I didn't play Revelations that much, but anyways, those games, they had multiple stories and multiple story arcs going on at the same time that happened inside the Animus and outside the Animus, and it was captivating. I like that. And then Assassin's Creed 3 happened, and then after that, it was just like, it's so superficial now. But to bring it back to sports games, what I was wondering is, I'm so used to like iRacing now, right? The way that iRacing does it with a subscription-based system. So you get your content, your base content, and then you got basically everything else you buy that you want to access and stuff. And so they're constantly going through these updates, and they're updating the entire service, you know, every 12 weeks. And so I was wondering if maybe more games, especially sports games, should go that route, like Madden or MLB or NHL or FIFA, where they have a base game, and maybe every year they just go, okay, we're going to update the graphics, we're going to update you know, features and things of that nature, and so that we don't have to keep buying a brand new disc. Now, I mean, that wouldn't really work, because say iRacing's a member service, so you're paying every month, or you know, if you buy a long-term subscription, you buy it once and then you have it. Whereas games like this are, you know, disc-based, so you can download them now, but you have to buy the new title every year. I just feel like maybe they could cut out some of that, and they could make it more of like a service. I don't want to see it become a subscription-based service, but I would really be upset about that if there was an incentive for it. I just think there's a way that sports games themselves could get to a point where they don't need to sell the game every year. They can just come out with like a base game, and they can just keep upgrading it from there. That's kind of where I think it should go. I don't know how you guys feel about that or not, but that's kind of what I'm feeling as far as sports games go. You know, it'd be nice to just see them maybe every 6 months, I mean, it'd be great every quarter. If every quarter they updated the game, and they were adding something new, or maybe making some tweaks to the game. Because right now, basically what happens is they're more than likely, you know, they've got a team developing MLB 16 right now, and there's a team dedicated to fixing, patching stuff, and that's great. In this game, from what I can tell, this game, I don't know, it was not as polished as I expect MLB games to be. That might just be the nature of it being, you know, the second title on the PS4. But there were just some things about it that I just don't feel are crisp. Like they could do better. And maybe they will do better in future titles. But knowing that there's another title coming a year from now, or less than a year from now, it's like, well, what are they prioritizing right now? They're prioritizing probably making this new game, not so much as fixing what's wrong with this game. So that's kind of what I'm wondering, you know, like what brings you guys back to a yearly title? For me, like I said, it has, for sports games, it has mostly, like, what are they offering new? Like I bought Madden 15 or whatever, or was it 15 or 14? I didn't play it that much. I bought it, it was such a waste of money. And I'm kind of done. I love football. I love football. And I used to love making my weekly football videos where I'd make predictions on the week. And it was fun for me. But the game itself, Madden, is just not a good game anymore. Whereas like the show, for me, I feel it's still a great game. It's a very entertaining game. It's just that I think maybe after 16, I don't know. Well, I mean, it's the future, obviously, but I don't know if there's anything beyond 16 that makes me go like, God, I really want to buy MLB 17. Like, what's it going to be? That's why I kind of think that if they ended up going to maybe, like, I don't want to say a subscription base, but maybe, you know, I don't know, DLC. Like, I don't know, you can pick and choose. Very much like a salad bar. Like, what if you can just pick and choose? Like, okay, well, you know, I really want, I don't know, new stadiums. So if they offer, I don't know, like minor league stadiums, you know, yeah, I totally could use those. I don't need them, just sort of aesthetics, right? Like, I'd like to play in a couple new ballparks. Go ahead and throw them up on the store, you know, pick them up if you want them. If you don't, no big deal. Or gear or whatever. That'd be kind of nice. But just small DLCs, like here's your base game and maybe offer small DLCs for it and throughout the life of the game. I don't know. I'm just sort of like coming up with this off the top of my head, but it would be a nice change to see them working towards cleaning up and perfecting a title through a longer period than, say, 12 months when they're developing this title, waiting, you know, trying to make the next one happen. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I don't know about you guys. Let me know in the comment section. Anyways, I'm going to cut this video short so you guys can enjoy the rest of the game. And I'm going to try to do my best to make a weekly upload of MLB stuff. Maybe I'll just make it Mondays. Monday, you know, MLB Mondays or something like that. It's something. But yeah, I said, let me know in the comment section below, you know, what brings you back to these yearly titles. And then maybe do you have any suggestions for perhaps like a different way instead of the yearly release discs? Like, is there another way that you could think about to release sports games themselves? Or maybe, well, I wouldn't say other titles, but let's stick to sports games. So maybe there's a different plan. Maybe someone else has a different plan that might work. So let us know, and we can talk about it in the comment section below. So as always, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I shall talk to you guys later.
Brandon Bunty will stand in, 0 for 2 thus far. Swing and a liner, but foul. Pitch on the way. Crowds him a bit with a fastball there, and it's to 1-1.
Well, this is a spot where it helps to have a two-seam fastball like that, so you can work in on the right-handed hitters.
And they'll try to get him fishing there, but he won't offer in the dirt, and it's back to even at 2-2. And this is swung on and bounced on the ground to third. And the throw to first is in time, so the leadoff man is gone here to start inning number 7. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Dante Hirsch is at the plate as he looks at ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and taken the opposite way out toward deep left center. Almonte will range to his left as he tracks this one down in left center for the second out of the inning. Phil Perez will try again. Struck out swinging his last time through. Now a swing and a ground ball. Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired. And another 0 as it's up to 7 shutout innings so far. Edwin Valentin will get the ball now as he'll take over on the mound to start the home 7th. Chester Adams will buy himself another at-bat, and in turn he'll get himself a nice little ovation for the work he's turned in on the mound so far.
He's been great. This is an appreciative crowd. They like what they've seen, and I don't blame them.
Now he takes something off there as this is skied out to deep center field. Oh, and he misses it. Gil Garcia will stand in to start out their half of the 8th with that starter still out there, and he's definitely been a tough nut to crack.
No, he's been dominant all game long, and I think part of it is that he got himself a nice lead early on, and that's allowed him to not really worry about making a mistake. He's been free and easy the whole way through.
Freddie Cordero will dig in for the 3rd time now. He's struck out and bounced out in his first 2 trips. Softly hit down to 3rd, likely no shot at 2. The second for 1. Frank James will dig in now, hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Yet again, another first pitch strike.
And it's a big reason of why he's having the success he is. You establish the count in your favor right away, and it just opens up the door to so many more options going forward.
Lance Leahy will look for some 2-out magic here as he'll pinch hit with 2 gone and a runner at first. Drops in a strike to start the at-bat. 0-1 from the belt. Kicks and deals. Fastball, and he's quickly in the hole. 0-2.
Boy, I'll tell you, to be down 0-2.
And we'll have to leave it there as this is strike 3, and that will retire the side. He's through 8 with the shutout intact. Joey Williams is on out of the bullpen now as he'll take over to start the bottom of the 8th. Chester Adams will stand in now with the bases loaded, 2 away, and a chance to really help himself out.
And at the very least, he's got to focus on getting something in play. He can really help himself out with just a simple single here.
And a slider just about gets away from him there as it runs in a bit too close for comfort. That's inside. 2-0.
Well, he's just going to go right on taking pitches. You have to throw strikes here with 2 outs, especially when you got the pitcher up.
Lined hard toward short. And 8 innings have come and gone now as the inning is over. Matt Schaefer will be tasked now with leading things off in their half of the 9th as they'll try to do something to prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far, so quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
Javier Montalvo will step in now as his guys look for a breakthrough here with a runner in scoring position.
Yeah, and it's been a long time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
And he gets him to swing through that one. He's in control. 0-2.
There's not a whole lot of conviction in that swing. It was almost like an afterthought, like an emergency happen.
Lays off that time, and it's 1-2.
Got him.
As he just continues to mow down these hitters. 13 strikeouts now. Brandon Bunty will stand in now, and he's been kept quiet out of the number 3 hole, hitless in his 3 at-bats so far. And he takes ball 1. He's ready now. The pitch. Swing and a liner. Foul. The 1-1. And this one's in the dirt. The throw will go to 3rd, and he's going to make it up to 3rd here as he advances on the wild pitch. A 2-1 offering. On the ground to 3rd. Knee high, he barehands it. Throw will get him for the 2nd out, but meanwhile the run is in to score from 3rd. Dante Hirsch will stand in as their last chance now. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1. And they'll try and end it here with an even 100 pitches. And this will be a called strike 2. In trouble now as they're down to their final strike tonight.
But you get the sense that what they need is one big hit from anybody in the lineup. If they could get one, it could get them right back in this game because right now they just seem out of it.
And here's a ball hit in the air. Oh, and a great play to make the catch there. And with that fine play, the ball game is over.
Well, that run in the 9th means that they couldn't quite finish off the shutout, but still a very good performance out there on the mound.
One more look at the final line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory.